Hi everyone, I've got a really fun festive craft project for us all today. We're going to create gift tags in the shape of Christmas baubles. This is perfect for any age, any ability, and you can just keep creating them to your heart's content. So grab your paints and let's get started. Right, well this is a really fun project for painters, like I said, of all abilities and all ages. What I'm going to start off with is just try drawing a few fairly random horizontal lines across a piece of paper that is 6 inches by about, let's see, 8 inches across, and yeah, 6 inches down. And all it is this is going to give me some vague guidelines to make sure that my stripy designs keep themselves on the straight and narrow. So I'm drawing quite faintly, and then we can do away with that. So what we're going to do today is we're basically going to fill a page with a lovely sort of stripy Christmassy pattern, and then after that we're going to be able to cut out shapes that are going to look like baubles, Christmas ornaments and things. And that's why we've got the metallic paints in here. So these are the Fine Tech metallic watercolours that I love to use, and a link to buy these is in the episode notes below. I'm going to use a palette of sort of red and gold, I've decided, and what I'm going to begin with, and like I said, this is really quite a sort of loose, rough project. I'm going to start with just some very simple stripes of colour. So this is a size 4 brush, and you can see it sort of can go quite far, but it sort of dries out fairly quickly. So I'm just using really nice wet paint and not too much colour, and that using a little bit of water and not too much colour just stretches it right out across the page. And what I want to do is begin with a series of sort of quite dilute stripes of colour. So we've got gold here. I might do a thinner one. Get that stretched out. So yeah, we're beginning with dilute random stripes down the page, different thicknesses, leaving unpainted space in between them. And yeah, we'll let that dry and then we can start adding pattern and detail. So we've got all our stripes painted, and those pencil lines were just a really helpful guide just to make sure everything stayed relatively straight, but we still got the lovely hand sort of painted feel to it with those slightly imperfect rough edges. And it's all completely dry. You can see the shine from the metallic paint is coming out really nicely. And now we're going to have a bit of fun doing some layered patterns on top. Now it's very important that we painted that first layer quite dilute, so that now we can layer up and paint on some patterns in a more concentrated paint. So I've got the Alizarin Crimson here, and also Cadmium Red just in here. There's some more concentrated colour, and we will also use the metallics. Now it's important to keep it simple when you're painting in patterns here. It could just be literally a case of doing a single brushstroke like that. It's really important that you paint in something that you can continue all the way along the page. And even though this seems really simple and boring, you'd be amazed when you have that next to a whole load of other lovely patterns and dots and marks. It will look really cool. So let's actually do something a little bit more stylized, and I'm going to use the copper colour here. So as a lefty, I'm going to start over here. So I'm going to, what shall I do? going to do a little sort of star slash flower shape, just with 5 little brush strokes. And then in between each one, maybe I can do a little diamond shape. So they're still really simple, and I'm not measuring out the distance between everything, but you just start filling in those gaps and it starts to look really beautiful. So now I'm just layering up a little sort of elongated diamond shape, and I'm making sure it sort of lines up with the diamond shape from above, but it's still really, really simple. Just keeping in the colour palette. And yeah, it's really fun how you can just carry on doing really quite simple shapes, but you get a colour palette established and you're laughing. And what's lovely, I think this is a really fun project to do with kids or beginners if you're looking for a festive craft project in the school holidays, which can also be quite handy whilst you get all your Christmas wrapping done. It would be lovely, and I think people just adore getting something handmade. They really, really do. I think everyone goes, oh no, my stuff's rubbish, people won't want it. But especially in this day and age where we have so much stuff, to have something that has been done with an awful lot of thought, you'd be surprised how much people love that stuff. So now I'm doing a sort of half flower pattern, and it does show up. What's cool about these watercolours is, so I'm looking for, I'll find the next one there. These metallic watercolours, when you first paint them on, they can be quite dull, and then the moment they dry, they really start to shimmer and shine. So I'm currently using a size 0 brush. That seems like a really good one to use because you can have the control of getting those nice fine points, but you can also put in this rather repetitive pattern without too much time. Don't worry if you start to run out of ideas, you can just start to repeat yourself. So these little marks are just miniature versions of those. And then there's a little sort of, almost like a sort of tree shape that I've done here. And I'm going to do that on every one actually this time. It's good to just keep changing up your approach each time. But I'm hoping that you're starting to see that all these very, very simple marks, when in isolation on their own, they don't look that impressive. But as soon as you get a colour palette and you get them all up close next to each other, they look really cool. Actually, I really like this colour palette in general for sort of a really vibrant, bright, fun Christmas. Okay, I'm going to paint some more of these little stars because I imagine there might be some of you wanting to know how to paint those, so let's get some of this coppery gold. It works just the same as watercolour this. So I start at the top and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll try that again. Top point down to the right, up to the left, across, down, and then finish it off. And each star is a little bit wonky and a little bit different, but that's not a problem at all. And now for turning our sheet into Bauble gift tags. So here's one I prepared earlier. We've got a few extra bits of kit here. So we could very easily draw a shape, draw a circle, and cut round it with scissors. But I also have this. This is a hole puncher which creates a shape very neatly and simply without lots of cutting out. So you can just squeeze the handles and then you're left with a really fun bauble, and you can sort of choose where you sort of punch the pattern on the page, but then you can just use a hole puncher. I've got a sort of fairly fancy one here, but you don't need it. Again, episode notes have all the details. This is called a crocodile. And then because it is a gift tag, we just need it to have a little bit of ribbon or string. I'm rather pleased this ribbon matches the colour scheme rather nicely. So fold it in half, loop it through, then push the two ends through the loop, and there you have some really lovely Bauble gift tags. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that one. I want to say a huge thank you to my patrons for their support, because that support enables us to keep creating videos like these that everyone can enjoy. And if you enjoyed that one, then hit the like button and comment below to let me know how you got on. And of course, if you never want to miss another video, then just hit the subscription button and that little notification bell. Okay, until next time, bye!